everybody, I'm Diana from Sew Outside the Box, and in this video I am going to show you how I attach my backing fabric to my wool applique pieces once I've finished doing my stitches on them. So I don't like to sew through fusible, but I do use fusible to attach the backing, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So this is just a small piece of Steam-A-Seam 2 light, and I will cut it into strips about 3/4 of an inch. I'm not going to be too precise. And then what I do is I don't want the fusible right up to the edge because I don't like to sew through the fusible. So I'm going to put my fusible a little bit away from the edge where I'm going to do my final blanket stitch around the outer edge. So I'm going to put my fusible right here. Peel off that paper. Get my fusible here. And so sometimes with Steam-A-Seam, you can just press it down and then you can peel it away and the glue will stay. It doesn't always work. If it doesn't work, I just put a hot iron on top of here for a few seconds and then it does that. But this one peeled off great, and so the sticky part is here. So I'll just add the 4 strips right around the outer edge, leaving a nice little space here glue free so that I can do my blanket stitch. Okay, so I added all my fusible web in a little square here. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but it's there and tacky. And then I put my wool applique piece on the top, and now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to press it. Yeah, okay, so now I have my backing on there, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I will use a little bit of steam to press around the edges here. And I don't really like to go on the middle because I don't want to flatten out my applique pieces that are on the other side, but I'm just trying to hold that fusible down, and it does take a little bit of steam. Okay, so my fusible is attached, my flannel there, and I still have a glue-free area for stitching. And then I'm going to do my blanket stitch around the outer edge. And so I'm going to come in through the front, and I'm going to go in between the glue and the flannel and the wool, and I'm going to come out here, and then this glue is what's going to hold these threads in place. And I come through the front, and I'll just come through this loop here just for my first stitch and make sure it's nice and straight, and then I'll just go through with my blanket stitch. And now I'll just blanket stitch all around the coaster, and when I'm ready to be done, I'll take my thread back and down in between my layers and in between the glue, and at the end I'll just take my iron again, heat it up, I'll just pull this, and I'll use my scissors to trim that off. And just be careful when you use your scissors sideways, and you can pull it just a little bit, trim, and then the tail disappears under there. So that's how I like to finish my backing, with just fusible somewhere in the middle. And use your judgment with the size of the fusible. If it's a big project, sometimes you need a little bit more. If it's smaller, maybe you could use thinner strips. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.